Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Based on the poll, I see that majority of you need explanation on the task. However, although it's a bit late in the game, this is already the end of week 9, and then you have 1 week of break. Then you have week 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 left. So essentially, you have about 1 month before you submit your task. So that should give you enough time, yeah? So far, I think you have gone through the semester learning about all the courses in your study plan. But at the same time, if you have been following this course since the beginning of the semester and going through the material, for example, watching the video and then reading the module, just going through the module, you would realize that as a student, it's more than just attending class. It's about knowing yourself and how to navigate yourself as a student here at the university, regardless of whether you're in a pre-diploma program or a diploma program. And once you have learned more about yourself as a student, okay, the skills will definitely be helpful if you intend to pursue your studies in your degree, your master's, or even your PhD. So essentially, study skill is quite fundamental in any of the academic journey. Okay, so what we have done for this course is quite different from other campuses. Other campuses are still doing portfolio, doing other, I would say, tasks, which I find is not as helpful as what we have designed here. We have only chosen the very fundamental and essential bits for you as students. So I hope you can appreciate that. So if you go online and you see all the UED portfolio, don't worry about that. That's like very old school. That's been done years ago, which you don't have to worry about. Okay. So today, if you do have any questions, please feel free to ask me, ask for clarification, ask whether or not you're on the right track, or if you need some explanation on certain calculation, which we'll look at the questions soon. Just let me know so that I can help guide you as best as I can this morning. So our meeting this morning wouldn't be very long. As soon as I finish explaining the task, and if you don't have any question, then I will dismiss you because we don't need a long lecture on a Sunday. And also, when this is due, okay, in week 13, I will set the attendance where essentially I will set it the whole day so that you can take the attendance and then submit your assignment, and that's considered as completing the course. And if you are not aware, this course is a pass and fail only. There's no grade assigned to it, meaning you don't have to worry about ABC. However, it is essential for you to pass this course if you plan to graduate. Yeah, there are many cases in the past where final semester students couldn't graduate on time because they forgot all about UED 102. And that's a shame because they would have to repeat the whole semester doing only this one course, which requires pass and fail. That's why I keep reminding students in the group, find out from your friends, check with your friends if they have registered or not. Okay, if it's a pre-diploma student, it is very important for you to register this semester. Without it, you cannot move on to your diploma. However, if you are in your diploma, you still have semester 1 or part 2, 3, 4, and 5 to try and complete this course, yeah? But as much as possible, let's get it sorted in part 1. Anybody here feels like they haven't registered for this course? Nobody. So everybody here essentially have registered for this course, yeah? You will know whether or not you registered when you check your course registration slip. You will know whether or not UED is listed. Later on, I will try and print out all the attendance by group so that you can check whether your names are in or not, yeah? So registration, attendance, assessment, completion of assessment, it's all your responsibility. There's no one else to blame but yourself, yeah? Because it is your duty to make sure you have completed what needs to be done, okay? So if you are not aware of the time, then during MDS, I was the one who gave you tips on how to manage your time by writing or noting down in your calendar. And the calendar example that I used was Google Calendar, so that you are always on top of your things that need to be sorted, including registration. So please don't blame anyone, yeah? You have to be responsible. That's part of the study skill. Right. So can you see my screen? Need somebody to respond because I can't see you. I can't, I don't have eye contact, so I need somebody to respond verbally.
Yes, madam.
Great, thank you very much. So if you see on the screen, there's task 1A, and then 1B, and then you have 1C, right? Yeah, 1C, and then you have task 2. So that's all you need to do, okay? That's all, the only thing that you need to do. So task 1A is about setting your goal statement. As people, living people, we all have goals in life, but as students, you need to know what is your goal. I have children at university already, and I tell them, your goal is your mission. What is your mission when you sign up for the program? Sometimes you may be forced to take the program that you're not interested in because your parents say it's good, your cousins or people around you say it's a good program, but you're not interested. So your goal statement may be different from other people. Okay, whatever it is, I tell my own kids, you have a mission to accomplish. So how are you going to accomplish that mission? So we have step 1, write down what you want to accomplish. Okay, what exactly do you want to do? So for student, perhaps your main goal is to graduate from the program. Some of you may be more specific, to graduate from the program on time, which is 1 semester for pre-diploma, 5 semesters for diploma. Some of you may even go one more step further by saying, I want to graduate on time with 4 flat, for example, or at least a second class, for example. So You can go as specific or general depending on what your mission is. Then step 2 is to write down any obstacle. So if you look up dictionary, I hope you do have one. Obstacle means issues or problems or barriers that you may face. What are the problems? So perhaps being in UITM, your main problem is learning most of the courses in English. Okay, that's probably obstacle number 1. Any of you have that kind of issue? Learning courses in English?
No.
No, okay, great. So if you don't have that, then don't write that down. So you write down whatever barriers you may be facing as a student here in UITM. Don't worry about your SPM, don't worry about your STPM. Just focus on your current situation here in UITM. It could be because the courses are all new to you, yeah? Because from SPM to diploma, obviously it's very different. Or your obstacle could be you miss your home, yeah, homesick, for example, or you don't have good time management. So write everything down. It can be 1 or 2 because it says any obstacles, yeah, or it can be a list of 5, 10, up to you. The next one is write down any resources available to you. What kind of resources are there to help you as a student? If you go through the videos, you may catch some examples mentioned by the lecturer. It could be digital resources, maybe materials provided by your lecturers. If your obstacle is the courses are new to you, you don't understand them, then what are the resources to help you understand? So you would have textbooks, perhaps. You would have Uncle Google, perhaps. Maybe you're using ChatGPT. So these could potentially be the resources that you have at your disposal. Just write them down, yeah? You don't have to give me 8 essays, okay? List them down. Make the statement clear. Step 4 would be review and revise your tentative goal statement. Do you still want to graduate on time? Okay? Or do you now want to make it a little bit more specific? Okay? Do you want to make it a little clearer? Like, I want to pass all my courses with flying colors. So you review. I have registered maybe 5 courses in part 1. I want to pass all my courses. So that's trying to review. Or perhaps you want to say, I am still struggling with MAT 112 and I would like to. So what do you want to do in terms of that particular course you want to revise? Yeah. And then step 5, polish your goal statement. So how are you going to polish it so you make it even clearer to yourself? For part 1, what exactly is your mission? You can have a general one throughout your study from part 1 to part 5, but maybe you want to focus in part 1 first, and you want to polish that goal, and every semester onwards, part 2, you have your own mission. Part 3, you have your own mission in order for you to achieve your general goal. So far, so good?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, madam.
Yeah, any question you want to ask me? Because I have a few students who've already asked me about this particular task. So I want to check whether or not anyone needs clarification. No? You can use Malay if you want to ask me if you feel not confident yet in your English. That's fine. I can understand Malay. No, okay. We can come back if you do, yeah? So this is task 1A. Then you have task 1B, which is identifying your learning style. Now, learning style here is like, fashion. Not everybody has the same fashion sense, yeah? So not everybody have the same learning style, but some of you may already know what your learning style is, and some of you may not. So this learning style inventory helps you to identify which type do you prefer. So all you need to do is just tick yes or no. Some of you may want to bold yes, some of you may want to circle no, up to you. Okay, all it says is mark a yes or a no response. You don't have to type this back. All you need to do is, make an indication whether it's a Y or an N. Go through the list. And then think about it. Don't just tick. If you're not quite sure, think about it. I prefer watching video to reading, meaning there's two options here. Which one would you prefer, watching a video or reading? Personally, I'm a visual learner, so I like to watch video and listen to the instruction rather than reading. But if I need more information, like in-depth information, I would have to do some more reading. Okay, so my first choice would be video. So if I like video, then I would say yes. If I like reading, then I would say no. Okay, then you go through. Number 3, I have athletic ability, meaning are you sporty? If you like to go on the field, if you like to go for exercise, and you prefer to spend time at the gym, then yes. Okay, what does it have to do with your learning style? Because athletic is probably more of movement, then you would probably be a kinesthetic learner. Okay, and some people prefer to move around when they learn. They like to walk around in their room as they try to memorize instead of sitting down. Some people like to do a little dance to remember certain pronunciation, especially when it comes to Mandarin. Yeah, when you learn your Mandarin, you have the 4 tones. So you want to do your little kung fu to remember how to pronounce certain tones. That's kinesthetic. Okay. So go down the list. There is 30. Yeah, 30 statements here for you to choose. And then as you go down, scoring your inventory would be this. Okay, these are all the statements 1 to 30. And then which one are you? Then you can see whether or not you are more dominant in certain stuff. Some of you may be more dominant in visual or auditory or kinesthetic. Then from here, you can see which one is your highest score. Or it could be a balance of all 3, okay? Or it could be a balance of a mix of 2 that is more dominant. So you don't have to worry if you are filling only 1 box or you have all 3 boxes filled out. It just says that you are unique as a person and you are a unique student that have a particular or a unique way of learning. Okay, and this learning style may change as you develop your academic career, as you move further into your semester, if you move further into your study from diploma to degree, you may or may not adjust or change your learning style. That's all it is. So here, after you have your highest score, then you would know the type of learner you are. Then you go through the characteristics. This is meant for you to just read. What is a visual learner? What's an auditory learner? What's a kinesthetic learner? And then from there, you can see the cues or the strategies that you could possibly use to help optimize your learning ability here on campus. If you are a visual learner, perhaps you would create mind maps, okay? Mind maps using bright colors to write your notes. And some students already know this, yeah? When they were doing the SPM, they find that, having lots of colorful things on paper stimulates their learning, builds their memory or visual memory, and they can write better. But some students find that, too colorful, it's just too cluttered. My mind is so, bamboozled or too busy for me, and I can't concentrate. So then colors and mind map is not your style. You don't have to copy other people's style. If it doesn't suit you, then you go through the list. Auditory learners, what you like to do. Some people like the sound of flipping pages. As they flip page, they tend to remember things that they have read because it's something involving sound. Some people use background music. Some people would just like to replay the lecture recorded in class, or maybe talking to friends, discussing the topic, either one-to-one or in a study group, will help them remember. So that's auditory. So you decide. Same goes with kinesthetic, where you have movement involved, where if you have flashcards, you lift cards. As you lift, you're moving your hand up and down. That's part of kinesthetic. Then you would remember in your head that, when I lifted, I saw this word, then this is probably the definition or whatever. Okay, and typing also helps. Some people who play music, they are very much kinesthetic learners because they need to move their fingers, strumming the guitar, playing the keyboard or the drums. So they know there's a lot of movement that helps them remember the sequence, the tempo, the melody. So if you are that kind of learner, then that's good. Me personally, I am visual and I'm also kinesthetic. So I need to always move my hands. And my hands does not have to be writing notes. Maybe it's doodling, right? Drawing circles on pages, or drawing stars, for example. Or I used to be a drummer, so I just, use my pen or my pencil to create beats on the table so that I remember. So these are all different styles of learning. Then developing your style. So whether or not you can have one isolated or combine a few different strategies to help you. You must remember, different courses have different, different objectives. So some are technical courses like math. You have to do a lot of calculation, a lot of writing, scribbling. So maybe your method of learning is having lots of blank pieces of paper and scribble and practice your math. Certain courses like language, it's more of, learning your sentences, your grammar, your listening, your speaking. So the approach to learning those courses would be different. Okay? So you make up your own strategy. Then you can also read on the additional strategies. Maybe it helps. Some people like scented candles. Scented candles or aromatherapy or maybe diffuser so that it stimulates their senses. And when you, hopefully in the exam, if you try to recall a particular scent, you may or may not remember certain, I would say, points or certain clues that will help you in your answers. Okay. So after all these, what you need to do is write 4 or 5 techniques that you think help or will help you in this semester. You can divide those techniques into particular courses, especially the ones that you have obstacles on. Like I find it very hard to do math because I hate math. Or that's me when I was in high school. I hate math. So what do I need to do in order to like math or at least complete this course without failing? Then you devise your own strategy. Okay, you can be very detailed, or you can separate it by different types of courses, or you can make it general. Maybe every subject you treat it the same. So these are the 4 or 5 techniques that you're going to use for every subject. Up to you, yeah? The thing that you need to remember is there's no right or wrong. It's only your style. Okay. So far, so good?
Yes, Miss.
Am I too fast?
Yes.
No.
Too fast?
No, Miss.
Okay. All right. If you have any question, just ask, yeah? Just interrupt me and ask me. Okay. Next is 1C. Now this is very important. Calculating your GPA and CGPA. If you look at the module that I pinned in the Telegram group, you would find all these answers there. I think I've pinned the module as well as your campus resources and also the academic rules. Yeah, academic rules. Those material, the academic rule is very essential as UITM student. Different universities have different rules, so we focus only with UITM. If you go through, you would know all the regulation that you would need to comply as a student. So what is GPA? Can anybody tell me what's GPA? Anyone has any idea what this GPA stands for? Hello?
Grade
point average.
Very good. Grade point average. Yeah. So grade point average. What about CGPA?
CGPA is cumulative grade point average.
Yeah, it's cumulative. Yeah. So C stands for cumulative grade point average. Now, are those two things important as students?
Yes.
Yeah. Why do you think they are important? What's so important about this GPA and CGPA? Anyone has any idea what's so important about it? Why are students given this GPA, CGPA?
Because it provides students overall academic performance.
Very good. It's just information about your progress in the program, how well you are doing. Okay, whether or not you are achieving a certain level in your program. So CGPA, GPA, it's just information about your progress. And some of you may have good or excellent GPA, but as you move on to the next semester, then you realize, oops, my CGPA is different from my GPA. And why is that? That's because it's cumulative. As you move further up into your program, your grades may or may not change, and it will definitely affect your overall performance indication. Okay, that's why there's a little bit of calculation for you to do later. Then you go through the DINS list, AKNC, how do you achieve it, and how many credits do you have to complete in order to graduate. How do you know this? All of this information is found in your study plan. Okay, have you seen your study plan before? Do you know what your study plan looks like? You seen your study plan? Do you know where to find it? No. Just be honest. Is it a yes or a no? That's it. It's not rocket science. Have
No.
you? No, you have not. Okay. Now your study plan can be found in your student portal, and it would look something like this. Okay. Don't compare your study plan with your seniors, because in UITM sometimes different intake may have different study plan. So this is an example of a study plan for BA 111. And you can see that your study plan starts this semester. This is the plan that you use, and this is when it will end. And if you refer to your seniors, you can see that, oh, their study plan is different. Okay, so don't use their study plan. Use your own. So if you can see here, this is what your study plan looks like. And this is your course, the name of the course, and how many credits is assigned to this course, and when should you take it. So this is part one. So you can see in part one, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 courses that you need to register for. And these are the type according to the university guide, whether or not it's a main course or is it an additional or an elective course, yeah? So if it's kursus bukan utama, it means it's an elective. You get to choose. Some of you choose CTU because by nature that's your religion. Some of you choose IDA, yeah? So that's why it's not the same for everybody. So it's an elective. Some of you decide to take HBU 111, some of you may not. Same goes with third language. Some of you take Mandarin, some of you take Arabic. Yeah, there is an alternative to it. So that's it. So how many credits do you need to complete your program? So you have to calculate all of this. 3 plus 2 plus 1, right until the end when you reach part 5. Then you would know the total of credits that you need to take in order to complete your program. So far, so good? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, madam.
Yes,
Okay, great. Now, go to your student portal and look for it. So then you have what is the GPA that you need in order to get Dean's List, okay? And then to get AKNC, what must you achieve? These are all listed in the academic book. And then how many credit hours can you register in a semester? Now, this is very important because a lot of students, including your seniors, still don't know, okay, how many credits they can register. And if you there is certain, if you don't achieve certain GPA, for example, the minimum is 2, and if you score less than 2, your status will change. You have a P1, P2. P1 meaning you're being observed. You're under observation and you cannot register the maximum credit. You are only given certain allowances in order to pull your results up. So you need to know that. Okay, that's question number 9. What would happen if my CGPA is below 2 for my part 1 result? Hey, there is an implication on this. And I tell students all the time, below 2 means it's game over for part 1 student, meaning you didn't do enough for you to continue your study. And if the university allows you to continue, you will drop further. Okay, so for part 1 students, anything below 2, it's game over for that time. But what you can do is reapply in a different program and try your best to go above 2.0. Then what would happen if I completed my diploma or degree less than 2.0? You need to read the academic book to find out. Question 11. Now, this is where the calculation comes in. You need to refer to your study plan or at least your registered courses. All information can be found in your student portal. List down all the course, the code and credit hours, just like this. The course, the code, and the credit hours. So once you have listed it down, you need to assign your grade. Just imagine if it's accounting, for example, ACC 117. Now you know it's week 9 and you're struggling, then you put maybe a C. CTU, maybe an A. HBU, an A, for example. So on and so forth. So you assign, give it a mix, and then calculate. Do you know how to calculate your GPA?
No, Miss.
No, you don't. You can find it in the academic book, yeah? Let me just open that up. Here, this is your academic book. How do you, give it a moment. And I remember when I was a student a million years ago, that was the first thing I learned to do, is to calculate my GPA so that I know if I want to graduate on time with a certain score, what grades do I need to achieve? Just hang 1 minute, yeah? Where is my study plan? This is the problem. Okay. Okay, I'm having a problem with the book. You probably need to open it up yourself and check it out how to calculate. Okay, I will show you an example later. I'll post it in the chat group later. But I can just quickly explain how it looks like. Okay, so remember, if it's part 1 and if it's part 1, you have 8 courses, then you would have to add all these credit hours. So 2, 5, 6, 9, 12, 15, 17. So in total, you would have 17 credit hours, yeah? That's your total credit hours. And then if you assign all the grades, so if it's 4, if it's an A, that means it's 4. 4 times 3, it equals to 12. So all of that you calculate, and that's the total number. Then you would, like, let me see, for example, this one. Do I have it here? No, not this one. Where is the other one? No. Here, like this one. Have a look. This is for example, this course got an A. So maybe this is an A minus, yeah? A minus and then times how many credits? 4. And then you would see that this person's total GPA would be this. The total score, total points earned divided by number of credits, you get 3.49. Okay, 3.49 doesn't make it 3.5. Okay, we cannot round it up. So that's basically how you calculate your GPA. Okay, then the next question is, if you want to increase, so you calculate a GPA, you get 3.4 and you realize that, nah, it's not enough. I want to get an award. So you want to increase, then you have to adjust your grades. Maybe one of it, you have to make it an A minus instead of a B plus. Okay, then you recalculate and see, yeah, so these are the grades I need to get in order to achieve my goal. Then E is for you to calculate your CGPA for part 2. So part 2, again, you look at your study plan. Look at part 2 onwards. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 courses again, and then the same process. Okay, it's the same process. You assign your grades, you calculate, but this time you need Priska, can you turn off your mic unless you want to ask me questions? Are you listening?
Ada ba 10 ringgit sa sini?
Yeah, we would like to have some of your money, Priska.
Sorry, madam.
Okay, thank you. Right, so for the next question is where you calculate part 1, you add part 1 and part 2 together, then you can see your cumulative. Yeah, then you realize that, hey, my cumulative has gone down. And the secret is this: it's easier to drop than to pull up. That's why I tell students, you have to, you must try your very best in part 1. Try to aim the highest possible grade in part 1. Because once you go to part 2 onwards, courses will be harder. If it's easier, then it makes no sense to be in the program. So it's only going to be tougher. And you would realize that as the course becomes tougher, it's harder to get the grades that you want. And even a slight drop, maybe from an A to an A minus, it will pull the cumulative grade point average. Okay? And if you want to pull it up, even 0.02, you really have to work hard. And that's my advice I gave to my own children, because I learned from experience, I share them. I personally had to struggle. As a lecturer, I wouldn't dare to say I'm perfect. I have been a student and I have failed papers before, and I saw the effects of those grades towards my CGPA. And I really had to work off my butt just to pull it up, enough for me to feel proud of myself when I graduate. Yeah. I tell kids and students the same advice. It's not all about getting A's. That's one thing for sure. We don't need to put that unnecessary pressure on ourselves. Parents may or may not understand how difficult the program is. If they've never been to uni, they've never taken the same program, they've never taken accounting, they've never taken science, they may not understand what you're struggling. So they just expect you to get your A's. But personally, I tell my own children, it's not all about getting A's, but it's about trying your best. Okay? So when you calculate your CGPA, you realize it's so hard for you to pull it back up. Okay? If you don't, try your best in semester 1 or part 1. Okay? So you can try and simulate right up to part 5, but for now, I just want you to do part 2. Is it clear? Any question?
Clear, Miss.
No.
Madam.
Okay.
Madam.
All right. Now, last page, which is task 2. Presentation. I want you to make a short video, and I know you guys are super creative. You know how to create videos, but I don't want it to be too long because I don't want you to spend a lot of time doing this. I don't need you to do Hollywood kind of editing as well. I just want some honest presentation. Okay? Just explain to me what you have learned or what you have gained from this study skill course. So you can start with the greeting, introduce yourself. What is the topic that out of the 7 topics, which topic actually had an impression on you or made you realize that, this is important for me. And then summarize what you have learned overall that will help you as a student in UITM. That's it. So nothing fancy, nothing too complicated. I just want you to give me an honest presentation. Okay, so you can use PowerPoint slides, but the most important part is I must see your face so that I know you are the one doing this presentation and not your brother, not your seniors, not your boyfriend or your girlfriend helping out. I need to hear you. I need to see you. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes.
Madam.
All right. You can use whatever you want. Canva, PowerPoint, live, what do you call that? Straight up just video without any slide. Up to you. It's your work. Now, this is the most important bit for me. Naming your files. And I realized that even lecturers don't know how to name files properly. So I'm going to teach you now. When you name your file, when you want to submit your file, you cannot just upload it. You need to make sure that people can identify your work through your file. So what's your name? Type out your name and then your student ID number and then the task that you're uploading. Okay? So the name of the task is setting your goal style. So it's the same for all, yeah? As you save each file, you identify yourself, your student ID, the task, and what is that task called. And for your video, it's same thing. Your name, your ID, this is task 2, and it's clearly a video and what you have gained from the study skill course. Okay, so I guess that's the end of our explanation. Do you have any question?
No, madam.
Okay. Now remember I said in the group, you do not have to print. I don't want you to waste money. I just want you to invest time and energy. You can make it as simple as this. This is your front cover. Well, I don't need you to put your picture, but if you want to because you're proud of yourself, then hey, go for it. But if you don't want, then this is sufficient. And then you don't have to retype everything. You can do it if you know how to edit from PDF, that's fine. Or you can type it out. Look at this person. She highlights or bold her answers, and that's acceptable. And then that's what you have to do. And then she lists down. You can see that she gave me a short paragraph. That's fine with me. And that's the calculation. Okay. So that's basically how you should approach this task. For this one, you just type out your answers here, and that's fine with me. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes.
Madam.
Yes, please.
I hope after today, things that you cannot find in this video is like answers, because you need to do the work. You need to invest time
Yes,
in
madam.
watching the video. Videos are basically part of the module where the lecturers have shared. But if you're not clear with what the lecturer has shared, read up the study skill module. Read up the academic book, okay, which is very important. Even if you do your what do you call it? Your degree, your master's, your PhD, all of that is listed in that book. So it's basically, as long as you're a UITM student, that book is very important. And another thing is that there is no restriction. I never said that you cannot discuss with your friends. You can work together and try and calculate, get the answers, discuss. It's not about cheating, okay? I don't know whether you're going to do last minute work and then you decide to copy everything from your friend. I cannot verify that, but you know yourself. When you go up on the stage, when you graduate, whether or not you deserve your diploma. Did I honestly do my work, or did I cheat along the way? Only you can answer that. But I hope having this study skill helps you know your limitation as a person, as a student, and learn to overcome that limitation. So use your friends as your support system. Learn together, discuss, and then ask. Like a lot of your friends approach me personally via Telegram, ask me questions, and I do respond, maybe not immediately, but I do respond to your inquiries. Yeah. So if you have issues, don't keep quiet. It's your duty, it's your responsibility to reach out, because nobody can read your mind. Not your parents, not your lecturers, not your friends. So you need to reach out and ask for help. Asking for help does not signal that you are weak. Asking for help makes you a stronger person, because you know you have limitation and you're going to learn to overcome it. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes, miss.
Clear.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, miss.
So with that, thank you very much for joining me
Yeah,
today.
madam.
Happy holiday. Stay safe and come back in one piece. To those who are celebrating Christmas, Merry Christmas to you, and to everyone, a Happy New Year. Okay, I look
Merry Christmas,
forward.
madam.
Yeah, thank you. I look forward
Thank you, madam.
your assignment. Yeah. So bye for now.
Okay, madam.
Thank you, madam. Take
Yeah.
care.
Thank
You're
you. Enjoy holiday,
welcome.
madam.
Madam.
Holiday.
You too. Okay.
Thank you, madam.
You're welcome.